Okay, hello everyone. This is the second part of the Start Tech Start Tech Academy Excel project. The second project. So in this part, we're to create a financial dashboard for the profit and loss statement of a company for the year 2020. The dashboard is to consist of a line graph for profit and profit margin for different years, column chart for historical revenue, pie chart for the expenses breakup, and main expenditure items that was achieved using a bar chart, and to create charts of other metrics that we feel are important. So we will go to the data set. Here is the data set showing the sales revenue is about 2.4 million, the cost of goods 1.1, the gross margin 951,000, advertising, other expenses consisting of advertising, depreciation, interest, other payroll, utilities with their different values. So we'll go to the first pivot table based on the question, the statement, which is to present a create a line graph for profit and profit margin for different years. So here is the line graph. For this one, first of all, this is the table showing different years from 2015 to 2020. Then the net profit for each year, and then the net profit margin. So in order to create this line chart, we use the insert tab on the Microsoft Excel dashboard. Then use any of this line graphs. I used I used this one in order to achieve this. Then once you let me try one. Once you insert it, and started taking time. So let me just continue with this thing. Taking time. So once you insert it, it automatically plots these figures on the in the chart format. So here is the line graph, and then for the x-axis we have the year and the profit margin. On the y-axis we have the profit, the net profit. The net profit on y-axis, the net profit margin and year on the x-axis. The profit margin is represented by this blue circles on the x-axis line, and then the profit is represented by the green circles, as you can see on the chart area. So from this thing, you can see that though it's not that visible, I didn't identify it, I didn't add it as a label because I didn't want the chart to be too scattered. But if you put our mouse, if I put my mouse here, you can see that the profit margin for 2015 was 8%. And then the profit margin, so the profit was about $155,706. And this is what you can see that what is a bit above the 150 benchmark. For 2016, the profit margin was 9%, as seen here, and the profit was 193,189, which is a bit below the $200,000 benchmark. For 2017, the profit margin was 11%. At 11%, the profit was 182,970. And then for 2018, the profit margin was 12%, while the profit was reading 202,515. You can see that it went up, the profit went up in 2018 from the 182,000 naira that was recorded, in 2017. Then it came down again in 2019 with 182,000, or with profit margin with a profit margin, sorry, of 11%, the same percent with that of 2017. For 2020, the profit went up to 285,000 with a profit margin of 9%. So that is that about the line graph. Then we'll go to the next question, being you should create a column chart for historical revenue. So here is my column chart representing the different years, and below it is the different revenues for the different years. As you can see, in 2016 we had $1,653,634 recorded in 2016, and from then there was upward to 198, it moved to 1997, then it moved to 2187, and then it moved to 2.4, and from 2.4 it was projected or predicted that in 2021 it should be 258 million. So this column chart shows, has just provided a clear view of the revenue through the years from 2016 to 2021. Then we will go to the next question, being to create a pie chart to show the expense breakdown. So this is expenses breakdown. This is the table that we used to create this chart, this pie chart. Now, as you can see, the table shows the cost and then the value. We have the cost of goods, advertising, cost of advertising, payroll, interest gathered for the year 2020, and then the interest, and then other expenses. For other expenses, this is the breakdown for the other expenses. But I didn't add it, I didn't use it with this pie chart. So in order to create the pie chart, you just go to insert, and then you click on pie. I used this 3D pie to do this. As you select it, you select your data and click on it. It would automatically, let me try to reflect on the chart. Let me just try it from my side here. Yes, so this is what I did. And then I added data label. I added the data label in percent instead of in values, because I wanted to see the total percent. I mean, see the breakdown of expenses in total percent. So that's how I got this. And then I did some other visualization effects. I used the chart styles to format some things. So that's that about that. I don't want to spend too much time on that. But I use the chart cells to did some fire explosion and then separated the different parts so that they exist as different compartments, as different compartments. So that's what I did too. Then we'll look at, based on this chart, you can see that cost of goods had the highest percent. 55% of the expenses was spent on cost of goods, 18% was spent on advertising, 15% was spent on payroll, 8% was spent on other expenses, which is the utilities, depreciation, other income tax, and 4% was 4% comprises of the value of interest. So this is all about the pie chart. We will go to the next question, which is to plot a chart showing the main expenditure item targets versus achieved. So for this, I used the column chart, all what I used, and then I divided into two. Let me go to insert. I use this, what I used it, so I used this 3D clustered column chart and divided it into two categories, advertising and payroll. Under advertising and payroll, I used the green color for the target and then the blue color for the YTD. The payroll, the same thing, green color for target and then the blue color for YTD. So this is the chart, this is the visual representation of the main expenditure main expenditure item versus target achieved table. The next thing was to create charts of other metrics that we feel that are important. So I did a chart for the net income, and I used, let me go to insert. I used the 3D bar charts. I used the 3D bar chart, 3D bar chart, 3D stacked bar chart. That was what I used. And then I removed the x-axis and the y-axis, and then I added a tab label for net income, income tax, and then the net income. That's net income before taxes, net income, and net income. So from you can see that the net income before taxes was 287,000, and then when we remove the income tax, the net income figure is about $215,285. So that is all about. This is the only chart that I added to the rest that I added in addition to the other charts that we were asked to create. And then lastly, we to build a dashboard showing all these charts represented. And here is my dashboard. This P&L financial analysis for the year 2020 as type heading, and then you have a chart for profit and profit margin. You have a chart for historical review data. You have a chart for expenditure versus target achieved, expenses breakup, net income proportion for the year 2020. For this chart, I actually imported an image to use as the background of the chart because I didn't want to use the white screen. Then imported some of these other images. And I used the line to separate the different charts so that they don't look too, and then to also give structure to it so that one chart does not start as in so that they can all be at the same line and then at the same line so that it doesn't look too scattered. That's why I use this white line on to demarcate each chart type. So this is the end of the second part for the StartTech Academy Excel project. I have other projects, but this is the second part for the Excel, the StartTech project under the Excel category. I'd like to say thank you to StartTech Academy for the learning experience, and then thank you for also giving me the opportunity to showcase myself and to also develop myself through your courses and your online classes. I was able to design this. I say thank you. You all have a blessed day. Thank you.